Hi, people. Welcome to another episode of the Good Living Podcast. Today is Thursday. What the hell? Today is not Thursday. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Elections are on Saturday, and I also record this one just so everybody would know where I stand. Clearly, if you've been listening to the podcast for time, you would know that I've always been an advocate. I've always been against this partisan thing, PDP, APC. I've been against all of them. I've been against all these evil things that have been happening in this country. Maybe because I have not been benefiting from it, whoever you can say whatever you want. But the truth is, I don't know if you listen to this and you're not going to vote or you're not planning to vote. But please, for the sake of your children, you need to understand. I'm trying to describe the gravity of you not voting or we electing the wrong people. We need to understand the gravity of making the wrong decision. Since I was born, there's never been any president who came into power and stayed only 4 years, except Raduan had stayed two because he died. From Obasanjo till date, everybody that has been president has stayed 8 years, and that's a lot of time. When I think about it, when you think about it, the truth is, whoever wins your votes now is going to be your president until you're in your 30s. I've seen the demographics, I've seen the analytics, and people who listen to my podcast, your age groups, and all of that. I don't know how they get that info and give to me, Sha, but the majority of you are between 23 to 28. That's what everybody's age is, according to what they told me. Which means, even if you're 23, you'll be 31 by the time your next president is about to leave office. That is, by the time you have hope for change, again, you'll be in your 30s. Now, most people in their 30s are already married or have children. A lot of you are thinking you get married next year. In which country, if you vote wrong? I'm not trying to try to tell you, okay, whatever you have in your mind is wrong, but I want you to just look at certain things. Yes, we have three candidates, and you need to understand that when somebody is telling you do this or do that, the motive is what you should look at, right? Like I can tell you, come to my house. Yeah, you might say everybody who tells you that okay, this is what you should do is obviously doing it for yourself or has something to gain out of it. But then, how much do they care about you in the first place? All right. Everybody's advising everybody. On my podcast every day, I say what you should do, what you should do, what you should do. But the difference between me telling you what you should do and somebody else would be how you should calculate it is what does that person stand to gain if you do that thing? Right? And then what do you stand to gain or lose if you do that thing? It would be okay for me because me personally, I would like a certain candidate to win. And if I tell you, okay, do your maths and vote that candidate, it's because selfishly I want that candidate to win. But generally, for you too, if that candidate wins, will it be good for you? If the answer is yes, then that's why you should vote that candidate. If I tell you come to my house or do this, why am I always using come to my house? If I tell you okay, drop this thing there and go to that place, if you think okay, apart from what he wants me to do, apart from what this is going to do for, okay, I'm explaining this in too much. You already know. So one of the candidates now is telling you vote for me, right? And his own, he only comes around to tell you vote for me or do anything for you when he wants to be president. He comes every time for election. Since I was born, he's contested every election. He will come vote for me. He will dish you one bag of rice here, do oil here, do this, do that once every 4 years because he wants to be president. And then he will vanish when he doesn't win. And you will not hear him do any scheme like as a single citizen, right? As an individual, you don't know where you don't know his house in Nigeria where he does give away all that kind of these things politicians do. At least that's like the bare minimum that people, the paupers, go and gather people's houses and collect handouts. He doesn't have that, to the best of my knowledge. He doesn't care about you to the point where he's building good roads for you without anybody asking in any part of the country. He doesn't have any scheme that is helping people acquire skills or anything like that you know of. So, what makes you think that this person has your interest at heart to a certain level where it will benefit you more than his own interests? Do you think you should vote for that kind of person? There's another candidate, and this one, his own is there's too many doubts, right, about his ability, about his integrity. There's just too many. It's like you're in a relationship with somebody, like I said in my other podcast where I was talking about my relationship with that girl. There's too many red flags. And if you're going to be daft to the point where you want to ignore every single one of all the 9 red flags that I've counted and still it's only if you don't have a choice, right, that I think any right thinking person should do that kind of thing. Now, but let me just play devil's advocate here a little bit, right? What are the reasons why you will vote somebody who doesn't have any real school certificate for primary school? None. Somebody who doesn't have certificate for secondary school? None. They say his certificate for secondary school, uh, his schoolmates don't know him. There was somebody on Twitter, and this is not verified obviously, but there was somebody on Twitter that said the school they said this man graduated from, right? And this is an old man saying this. So the school they said this man graduated from, when the man came up in Lagos State, he said, this is my school and this is my set. So he started talking to, there was no WhatsApp then. He started talking to his mates. Like, this guy, let us hold a party for him now, or hold like a something for him as our mates. Everybody were like, they don't know that guy, you. Because he didn't know the guy, so he was asking, they didn't know this guy in our set, in our school. Nobody knew him, but they say that is his school. That is his, where he graduated from, is that set. So that one too is in doubt. The university he went to, they said it was in Chicago. In Chicago. I'm just pointing out the red flags that I know, yeah. The school graduated somebody like that, but the gender is female. Now there's also a story that came out that name was a name of somebody who was supposed to go abroad and study, right? But the girl died. And so he went instead to go and study. But you cannot do corruption in US to the point where you change the gender of somebody that is in your school. So he just stayed there and they just did it and graduated the person, but the person got admission now. Graduated the person. But the certificate is still showing that it's female. And today, if you ask that candidate, show us where you finished school, and there is doubt about the gender, show us your certificate where it shows that, where they refer to you as he. Because if way she is a this, she was that. Where they refer to you as he, none. They're not going to come because it's always she that is everywhere. They just show a certificate with name. So that's a red flag to me. Oh. Red flag now about source of income. The only place recorded that this man has ever earned money is in was his account in the petroleum sector, something like that. There, where he worked for like 4 years. That's the only thing he has done to earn money. But he's a multi-billionaire in Nigeria. And how come he has properties in the US? So he's a multi-billionaire in Nigeria. He has properties all over the state and in US, right? And the only job he did was become governor of Lagos State. So is it on the governor's salary that you have such properties? I don't understand. That's another red flag. Now, do you want to have a president that is not even allowed to enter the US? Because he's not allowed legally with that name to enter the US. Why? Because he's a suspected drug dealer, cocaine to be precise. And there was this conspiracy from Lover that, exposing his network through MC Oluomo and what's the other guy's name again? And E-Money. And then I began to think, okay, E-Money. Look, if you know better, I'd like to hear. E-Money, right? We just hear E-Money. What did he do? How did he come up exactly? Do any of you know where he made his money from? Was he selling electronics at Alaba and then now expanded and blew up after getting one big contract? What is the thing? What is the success story? Because sources say that he's Tinubu's boy that pushes drugs. Another thing, you see P-Square campaigning for Peter Obi, maybe because they're Igbo, but the truth is, it's not because I'm Igbo, me too, that I'm campaigning for Peter Obi. It's not because I have any affiliation, because I don't. The thing is, if Orji Okalu, I don't know if you guys know that guy, if Orji Okalu and Oshibajo were supposed to be, I think Peter Okoye tweeted this, was coming out for election, you think I'll choose Orji Okalu? You think I'll choose which other irresponsible Igbo man is there? You get, so I'm choosing integrity at the end of the day. So, by the way, there's a man of integrity now in Peter Obi. I'm not thinking, why is KC not talking about the election? Because almost every musician, especially the older ones, yeah, are lending their voice out and all of that. Because KC will not come out, and they know that if you come out and support Tinubu, your career will end. But why are you not supporting the other person that you think you're supporting? It's because you're supporting somebody you cannot advertise. That's what I think. That's why Casey, for example, is not talking, and any other of these people that are suspected to be involved in this whole drug thing. Something else, right? Uh, this same man, yeah, was the major point people say is the reason why they are voting him is because he has men, he has built men, he has built. And I'm like, you that is thinking and saying this, you are impoverished. You cannot call police now and people will come and they will come for you quick, quick. That's how bad this country is. You don't have running water unless you dig borehole in your house. There's no light. Your phone will die and you'll miss a call that is very important. These things will happen to you regardless of who you are. And you are saying the person who has thrived in a system that has made life this difficult for you is the person you support because he has built men. You are not even one of the men he has built. This person doesn't even know or care about you. How you know somebody who cares about the public is when they hold public office. The people who do not know them benefit massively from it because that is their job. My job as president is not to come and know all of you. My job is to make sure that whoever you are, wherever you are, as long as you answer the name, you hold this green passport, you're Nigerian, you enjoy safety, you enjoy security, you enjoy abundance, you enjoy a good life. And if you do not get that under him, please, okay, people of Lagos that you're saying, I'm going to call it him, I don't even know why I'm doing this anonymous thing. Tinubu, for example, this Tinubu. People in Lagos are saying Tinubu beat Lagos. Please, did the life of the average Lagosian improve after Tinubu assumed office? Like, was it that Lagos was one way and Tinubu came for the average Nigerian in Lagos? Was it that he now came and all of a sudden things changed for the better? Like, what is it? What is the thing that exactly that you people are like sucking his dick about? Because they say he built this, he built that, and I've seen soap operas. I've seen I wanted to say sitcoms now, but I've seen like shows from the 80s and the 90s and the very early 2000s where Lagos was Lagos. All these sites, and it's Abuja that I know that is a new city. In 88, Abuja was almost nothing. So Lagos was what it was. It was the capital of the fucking country before that man assumed office. So the only thing I know has changed by myself, I would say, is the amount of agencies that are in Lagos. Why are there so many? Loma, Lasma. Oh, I'm calling some legit agencies right now, but what I'm saying is all these people they collect taxes, right? There's a toll gate where they collect taxes. And all these taxes are not building any new road. There's always traffic congestion. Nobody has thought. You were there for 8 years as governor. All the people you've brought after you, nobody has thought to, okay, do a new road, let them decongest this Lagos. If somebody does that in Lagos, God knows that if Lagosians do not have to wake up by 4 a.m. to go to work, it will touch their life. They will know something has happened in Lagos that they can praise the person who did that. He didn't do that. What he did is that there are people on the street now where you carry your bus and your passengers and come and then you owe them 59 all of a sudden. You owe them 200 all of a sudden. So I don't know if that's what you want your country to be because the two main people campaigning have held offices in states in this country before. And there's a difference between those two states. It's clear, right? So if you say Tinubu built Lagos, you're just talking in the rubbish. He did not build Lagos. Please, you cannot mention two schools, two hospitals, two new police stations, two. See, if you can mention in 8 years, yeah, mention two of anything this man built. Please, I swear to God, if you can mention, there's still time between now and Saturday. I'm going to go and vote him. Two. Then there's the third one, Peter Obi, that everybody wants to vote for. And why not? You have sense. That's why. There's nothing you can say wrong about it. Please tell me one thing anybody has on Peter Obi. In a country where even me, I'm pretty sure somebody has, there's debt on me somewhere that somebody can find. I'm pretty sure. So tell me that I'm thinking I'm good, right? In a country like this, I've not held public office, but there's debt on me already. In a country where somebody cannot find debt on a man, and that man wants to be your president, and that man has held power before to the point where he built things, he built schools, built roads, invested the state's money, made so much money off of it, saved money, paid every single person. Please mention one state in Nigeria that you've been to where they don't owe people salaries. Most of the time I'm in Benue State, they owe people salaries there. Pension is not even a topic because who are you? Who are you mad? You finish working. Who wants to give you pension? That's how it is. In my state, Abia, they don't pay anybody. Salaries are like a big deal. In Kogi, where are you seeing salary from? Taraba, where are you seeing salary from? They are owing people up and down. In this same nation, this man stayed there. He was paying salaries. He paid everybody, paid pension. He went to school on dashing children laptops. Head. Head boys had this man's number. He saved money for the state to the point where he was leaving. He had so much money that the incoming governor used that money in less than 2 years, built an entire airport in the state without any new revenue. That man is contesting in this same election with the one that increased Togri tout, has so much stain on his name, has so much doubt about his identity, and you think it is right for you to vote the other one, not this one that has proved to you that he's diligent. I don't care what you tell me Obi wants to do. Please tell me what could be the evil thing that Peter Obi wants to come and do. As he has tricked us now, what is the bad thing he wants to do? And you can come, I've heard people come and say, okay, it's the same Buhari card. But here's the difference, sir. The people who brought Buhari, right? People who brought Buhari are of a certain party. They are one squad. You can identify them. You can see them. They are the ones that have been eating your money. They are the ones that have been there for 20 years. It is them that brought Buhari. Buhari was the only, was like the shining light. It was like the Jesus leading devils behind him. That's the difference. In this case, all these devils are now in one camp, and the quote unquote Jesus is in another camp with a bunch of newbies that you've not heard about before. So why would you not want to vote them? I'm just going to charge you, right? Please. And not voting is just as bad as voting the wrong person if you don't know. Because I believe that rigging still works. And the way the rigging works, if you're a registered voter and people can lay hands on making your vote count without you voting, then they will do that. So if there's 1,000 registered voters, only 700 votes, and 500 vote Peter Obi, 200 vote Tinubu. The other 300 that do not vote could be manipulated to say they voted this person because they are registered already. So please go out, vote. Look, it's just one day. It's a 1 day sacrifice for the next 8 fucking years of your life. I'll be in my 30s. You'll be in your 30s when this whole thing is done. There's no fucking amount of money they will give. If they give you 1 million naira today to vote Tinubu, I swear on my life, you will finish it before 4 years' time. You will finish it before 4 years' time. So if 1 million will not do that for you, think. Is it bag of rice? Is it Indomie? Is it 2K? Is it 10,000 naira cash? Because cash is scarce that they will give you that will change your mind. Is it laziness? Is it dick appointment? Is it that your crush is coming to your house on this election day? What is it that will make you miss? Baba, please, I beg you, in the name of God, go and vote. And vote Peter Obi. Don't vote Tinubu. I'm partisan on my podcast, and if you like, you can stop listening. It's good riddance, to be honest. Bye.